Hey, thank you for taking your valuable time at SHOT to spend a few minutes with us here at Faxon Firearms. My name is Bob Faxon. I'm the president of Faxon Firearms, and we'd like to take a few minutes here to show you a little bit about who we are, what we're about, and what our objectives are in the firearm business. There's a slogan that we have. It wasn't developed in New York. It was developed by us, and it says manufacturing strategic solutions for tactical problems. That comes into play with lots of different components for the firearms industry. What we've done is taken our experience and applied it to things that we need to be answered that haven't been solved for the user on firearms yet. For a slight introduction, we've got a video prepared here, and I'll just let this play for just about a minute and a half and let you watch this. We're not a brand new company, even though we're new to the firearms business. We've been doing this for 35 years, that we have a true passion for what we make and what we provide. At the end of the day, our customers always in our thoughts and minds as we design, develop, and create all these products. We've manufactured parts that have ended up on the ocean floor, in the theaters of combat, automobiles you may be driving, space station, airplanes, and now we have parts on Mars. We truly have a passion for firearms. All right, now you've seen a little bit of a video about us. As you can tell, we make some defense products. We talked about theater war. We make warheads, some bomb casings, a lot of other industries. We've got over 35 years of experience in manufacturing. Started in 1978 with my older brother, Dave, who started the company. My brother and I, my brother's the president of Faxon Machining. He and I took it over at 19 and 21 years old after my brother was fatally electrocuted. And we've been with the business now for 30 years, I guess. And we went from 4,500 square feet to the current facility that you see on the bottom picture, which is about 165,000 square feet of pretty modern manufacturing space. We deal with a lot of different industries, and defense and firearms are a couple that you might be relating to. We also do high volume automotive, aerospace, oil and gas, and many other industries, steel, et cetera. The one picture I put up there, the machine, we've been doing deep hole drilling for about 37 years. And that's what the building did when my dad and older brother bought it. 1978 was deep hole drilling, and that's actually how you manufacture a barrel. So that you know I'm not kidding, the good-looking guy with all the hair there on your left, I guess, that's me. And I used to have to stand on a box to run machines, and people kind of joke that I still do. But that's my brother down there, and back in the 80s when we were banding up parts to put on a truck at Coleraine Avenue. So you know we're not kidding about how many years we've been doing this stuff. So we translated what we had in skill set for manufacturing, deep hole drilling, and high precision machining. We wanted to get into the firearms business. And the backbone of it was going to be a new weapon platform called the ARAK. But to do that, we wanted to support it with our own ability to manufacture barrels. We didn't want to be held to quality or delivery issues from other manufacturers. So with our background in deep hole drilling and manufacturing of high precision parts, we thought this would be a natural. But what we learned is what we didn't know about making barrels. And it took a little while to get a little better at it. I think right now we have very, very high quality barrels, and in our barrel manufacturing, our goals in manufacturing barrels today are to provide an extremely high quality product at a very reasonable price, basically value. We're not low end, we're not cheap, we're not expensive, we're not overrated. We're very high value, and I think our customers and the feedback that people are seeing now on the internet will support that. So one thing that we do, we make it all in-house. As you can see, we're not a retailer, we're a manufacturer. All of our barrels that we make in various calibers, materials, lengths, profiles, are all available in different coatings, QPQ, phosphate, chrome. We also do 100% mag particle inspection of our own barrels, And we range from 7.5 up to 20 inch, and we also do some medium crew-served weapon barrels. Oh, I want to show one other thing on our barrels. I told you our phrase, manufacturing strategic solutions to tactical problems. One of the problems that people have today is there's a lot of variation in the barrels that people are using in the same type of platform, 5.56, 7.62, 300 blackout, et cetera. The wrong bullets in the wrong barrels can be a problem. So one thing we do when we manufacture our barrels, we put identification bands at the muzzle. There are no identification bands for the standard, which would be the 5.56 and the 308. But for the same weapon platform that uses a 7.62 and a 300, we have one band for the 7.62 and 3 visible bands for the 300 blackout, so that even at night you could feel the barrel and tell what caliber it is, and you can also readily see it. Now this is the platform that we started the firearms business in. It's called the ARAK weapon system. We started with the ARAK-21 and we expanded to the ARAK-31. Basically what we tried to do, and I think we've accomplished, is taking the best features of both the AR-15 and the AK-47 and combine them. And a lot of people have said, hey, why didn't somebody do this sooner? I don't know. But our goal was to create a product that would serve someone a little better or a little differently than what is out there now. It's not that the AK is bad or the AR is bad. They're both great weapons, obviously. What we try to do is provide a third option, and that third option is called ARAK. For an ARAK system, there's a lot of differences. It's not just an AR-15 with a new quick detach or a new angle or a new chamfer. It's a totally new designed upper receiver for an AR-15 platform. It fits on an AR-15 lower. It's made out of a monolithic billet aluminum block. It starts at over 10 pounds, ends up around a pound. It uses a long stroke gas piston system for reliable operation with a multiple gas setting. You can even turn the gas off and use it as a single shot. One of the nice things about this weapon is it has a 15-inch integral Picatinny rail on top for all the weapon or the optics that you want to mount on this weapon. So the barrel's slave to that entire upper Picatinny, and it's one solid monolithic piece. There is no forearm that flexes on this. The other thing we did is a forward charging handle that's ambidextrous, spring return, foldable, and non-reciprocating. One of our new models now has 2. It has a backup for a main battle rifle. So this bolt carrier rides on hardened steel rails, and it has a long stroke piston, so there is no carrier tilt, there is no wear. They're QPQ nitrite coated rails. A very modular system. The barrels are interchangeable in about 2 minutes with one Allen wrench. You can do it in the field. And the barrels will allow you to use different lengths applications or, more importantly, calibers. This is a diagram of how the upper receiver actually functions. And what you can see, I think I got a little laser here. All right, this is the monolithic upper receiver with the Picatinny rail that's integral. This is the carrier where these steel rails here are where the carrier rides, and the piston seats up in the barrel assembly unit here. So the barrel assembly unit includes the muzzle brake, the barrel, the gas block, the gas adjuster, the gas tube, and the trunnion. This whole system here is what we call a BAU, or barrel assembly unit. It can be changed out in the weapon in less than 2 minutes with one Allen wrench. Simply removing this lower with these 6 screws that are held captive, you can slide it out and back in. The other unique features about this weapon are the bolt is not a standard AR-15 bolt. It's a new bolt. We call it Model 39. It's involute, not square. It has 2 ejector pins, not 1. It's, and it works in both right and left-hand configurations of our weapon system. We have both right-hand, left-hand, and now we have some that are truly ambidextrous upper receivers. The other thing that's interesting about the 21 series is it has a dual forward recoil spring system. The 31 has a single, but on the 21, the dual forward recoil spring system has a non-linear curve, so it ramps up the spring pressure at the very end of the stroke and really mitigates any of the feel that you feel from the recoil of the weapon. And this is the charging block and the handle in the front. So this is basically the system. This is one of our big announcements for SHOT 2015. It's the ARAK-31. To our understanding, this is the first fully ambidextrous battle rifle that's been made. And by ambidextrous, I mean slide release, safety, mag release, and shell ejection port. This bolt and this rifle will function in both right and left-hand configurations, and by removing a cover plate and putting another one on, rotating the bolt 180 degrees, you can turn the rifle between right and left hand in a matter of a minute or so. This has all the same features of the ARAK platform. This is one of the things we're trying to introduce to people is they think AR, they think AK, they need to think ARAK. And ARAK is separate, it is different, it is not either of the other two. It is a combination of new systems. It's very highly modular. If you look at this, we are compatible with the DPMS style lowers. We do integrate the MuzzLok system on the front of this one. There was another element. We had some issues with the gas block, so we modified it. It's not removable in the field until you actually pull a pin so that you can't accidentally lose the gas adjuster. This rifle in a 308 also allows for truly a pistol version or a folding stock. There is no need for a rear buffer spring. There is no need for the buffer tube. So if you want to fold the stock, it is operational that way. These are coming supplied with the battle arms selector, the Hyperfire triggers, the B5 stocks, and again, you can do this with folded stock. The other thing on all of our receivers that we make, lower receivers, we wire cut the mag well. They're expanded at the bottom in the width, and they also have a dual angle on it. We go with a 45 and then a 10 degree to break the edge where you enter a magazine into it. The 31 battle rifle comes out in calibers 308, 6.5 Creedmoor will be coming soon. It does fit the DPMS 308 lowers. It can be bought as an upper receiver and pinned on an existing lower. It can be bought as a complete rifle. Comes in at 9 pounds unloaded with an 18-inch medium barrel. You can read some of the other specs, but basically it's a pretty decent little 308 forward charging handle. It's very, very convenient to use. It's coming out at $24.99 in a single barrel, and the receiver can be bought for $18.99. We'll be shipping in the second quarter of 2015, and we're accepting pre-orders now. And as you notice in the bottom, all of our products, and I'll say this a few times before I'm done, they're all 100% made in the USA. We make all the parts in-house except for a few springs and small pieces we buy out. This is a little bit of a slide that goes back to the ARAK-21 and the ARAK-21 XRS rifle, which are the main products that we started with initially. And that was the 5.56 platform that came out with 5.56 and 300 blackout. Now we've added another one. I'll show you in another slide. But basically, this allows for a multi-configuration platform that will allow you anything from close quarter combat to 300 blackout hunting to 7.62 now. So optics-wise, configuration-wise, barrel-wise, even left-hand, right-hand, this is truly a totally modular weapon system. This is our new announcement at SHOT as well. We've kind of got a big year for new products. It's the 7.62 by 39 caliber. This is adaptable to all the current ARAK-21 models that are out there. It does use the straight magazine for the feed of the 7.62, and we are taking orders on these. It's $18.99 for the rifle and $11.99 for the upper. If you have an ARAK-21 currently, we do have a conversion kit that's available, and it does go right into it. The things that are different about this, we did change the bolt. Our configuration with the difference in the back, instead of having a barrel extension with a barrel trunnion, we were allowed to take it a little larger, so we increased the diameter of the bolt, made it a little bit stronger, so you don't have the typical liabilities of an AR-15 bolt converted to a 7.62 by 39 configuration. We also added the diameter to the tip of the firing pin so that it was a more reliable detonation of the primer on the cartridge. Another thing that people wanted, again, listening for manufacturing strategic solutions, tactical problems, some of the folks wanted to reach out a little further. This is a typical length of a ARAK-21, and people want to reach out for their grip, 3-gun, etc. So we made an extended forearm grip, and that'll be available second quarter of this year, of 2015. So that is the extended grip. It adds about 4.5 inches to it, and it bolts onto any of the existing platforms. This is just a slide here, and I think this is something I find near and dear. There's a lot of large companies out there, and there's a lot of competition, but we try to find ourselves being different through innovation and creativity. And one of the things I like is a quote from Stephen Jobs. It says, innovation has nothing to do with how many R&D dollars you have. It's about the people you have, how you're led, and how much you get it. I like that. This is something else we've introduced here at SHOT 2015. This, to our knowledge, is the first time we patented this. It is a back strap, and it is similar to a 1911. Now, when people hear about this at first, they go, oh, more pieces don't want to use it. I got you. I hear you. That's fine. Some people will never want this. However, there are applications where a firearm could be accidentally discharged by the safety being knocked off. Law enforcement is a good situation. Potentially novice or new shooters that don't train enough to remember to put the safety on. So what this does, it actuates simply, passively, and secondarily. The main safety is intact, and that's the primary purpose. And this is very secondary and very natural. You don't really notice it's there. And we have a few examples of this particular gun. We have some prototypes in our booth right now. We're going to be shipping these in second quarter 2015, and we'll be selling lowers, billet machined lowers as well as forged, with the backstrap safety. We're also looking for OEMs to partner with. We think this is a safety feature that could be used on several models of guns, not just ours. These are some of the things that we came up with because we enjoy the sport of shooting and we enjoy making a safer environment for shooters. But one of the things that always bothered me is crush washers. I hate them. And I take things on and off the end of the barrels and need a vise, and things fall on the ground and made me mad. So we designed this. And basically what you see here, this is our small block muzzle brake, just so you get a kick out of that. That's our small block, and the 308's a big block. And yeah, they're very effective, actually. So it looks cool. I figured, well, most guys like guns, women, and cars. So I got 2 out of 3 here. So this is the jam nut or the extension collar that threads on the male thread of the muzzle device, and this is the same on all of them. And what you do is you tighten it up against the muzzle device, you tighten it onto the barrel, and if it's misaligned or not where you want it, simply unthread the device versus threading it through a crush washer, expand the adjustable nut, torque it down, and you take it to the torque spec and you're fine. You don't have to overcome the rotation to bring it around after a crush washer. The other thing is it's reusable a million times, it never wears out. So this is something also we're looking to work with other OEMs as well. This is something else. It's kind of a safety feature. We realize that industry is allowing very similar looking rifles to have very dissimilar cartridges, and there is liability potential with various magazines having the wrong ammunition introduced to the gun. 300 blackouts actually will fire out of a 5.56 gun. I am testimony to that. I actually did it. So I thought, I don't want that to happen again. So we came up with these magazine marker bands, and our solution to problems is not always a complete weapon platform like the ARAK system is. It can be something that any shooter anywhere can use, and these are simple rubber bands that identify the magazine and the caliber. It's not the biggest thing in the world. It's not going to make the world go backwards, but you know what? They've been selling like crazy. People need them. They've been wanting them, and there's a lot of liability out there. So if it helps people, that's what we're all about. Thursday night, we're going to have an invitational event at the range, 702, and we have some industry partners here that you can read. We're going to be putting a lot of these things together and having live fire events. So there'll be rifles, guerrilla ammunition, hyperfire triggers, elite iron, lucid optics. We're going to have suppressors, guns, and some of our industry partners, American Tactical, have other firearms there. So at the range, 702 Thursday night from 7 to 9. And if you'd like to stop by our booth, talk to our people, it's 7006, as you can see there downstairs. You're more than welcome to stop down, talk to us, and we'll get you an invitation to the event.